shot clock and game clock above the one basket to the left as you look at that picture will be worked on while the game progresses. Horace Grant guarded by Grant Long. Pippen juggles, and Miami comes up with a steal. It's Rice to the ball, and now Steve Smith, the point guard on this Miami Heat club. And the outside shot won't drop for Shaw.
I really would have liked to have seen Brian Shaw let some other members of the team touch a little leather in such a crucial first possession. It's not a bad idea. Just let him touch the ball one time, you know, before you put that shot up.
That's part of that inexperience, although Shaw has the most experience of any starter, the only playoff experience of any starter. Michael Jordan turning it in, and the tip is also missed. The ball belongs to the Heat.
And Brian Shaw has got the assignment of guarding Michael Jordan. He's going to have his hands full all night. He's normally used to guarding point guards. Most of his experience in the league has been in guarding point guards.
He's guarding Smith. Smith is a point guard, but he's 6'8". Miami with a big guard tandem, Smith and Shaw. 10 on the shot clock. Shaw against Paxson. Rice. And Jordan spears the rebound. We've played over a minute, no score. Chicago in a hurry. And Scottie Pippen breaks the ice.
Well, Glenn Rice took a very tough off-balance shot. I think the nervousness of the Miami Heat is normal and expected. And if they're going to get over it, they've got to maybe break the defense down a little bit with some passing and some movement.
Smith in the post, got Jordan in the air. Now Grant Long. And Jordan another rebound. And again, the Bulls looking to score in a hurry. Paxson pulls up. On the rebound, a loose ball foul whistle against Chicago. Scottie Pippen.
Chicago 33, Scottie Pippen is first. The Bulls first.
So the Miami Heat 0 for 3 to start out. But Chicago only 1 for 4.
I think I see a little swagger on the faces of the Chicago Bulls. Like maybe they've got some preconceived notions about this game.
Long missing. Jordan ahead to Pippen. A quick punch into Horace Grant, and Miami comes up with its second steal. Brian Shaw to the hoop. And the Heat have their first playoff points ever.
That'll make them feel better. That'll loosen everybody up, and they'll get their confidence.
9.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. John Paxson with 10 on the shot clock. Michael Jordan over Rice. Book it. Michael Jordan had back problems. He injured his back on the first play of the game, the final game of the regular season against the Pistons.
Well, this is a matchup inside. They're trying to take advantage of the fact that John Paxson is guarding Brian Shaw inside. And the backup, B.J. Armstrong, they'll also be a big advantage for the Miami Heat. They seem to want to go inside and take advantage of that.
We talked about that with Kevin Lockery today at the shoot-around. Jordan missing after hanging the shot up there, and the ball out of bounds. It belongs to Miami.
I thought that Kevin in the shoot-around downplayed that. He also downplayed the fact that they might post up Steve Smith as well.
It's Smith at the controls against Jordan. Quick drive by Smith, got bumped, count the basket. And the Miami Heat with the early lead.
Well, Steve Smith is some kind of rookie coming off a very difficult year. You see how he finishes the drive there. That's a good sign when a rookie can finish. When he finishes in the playoff, it's a better sign.
In the regular season, Smith was a 75% free throw shooter. That three-point play puts the Heat in front 7-4. Scottie Pippen against Rice, and he is fouled. Pippen to shoot 2. Glenn Rice on the foul.
Miami, personal foul, 41, Glenn Rice.
That's the first foul whistled against the Heat.
Well, JD, I think that's the matchup that's going to be most troublesome for the Miami Heat, only because it's their top scorer. It's their interior leader. It's their inspirational leader. It's the guy that they're going to count on to put up a lot of points. He had a game against Orlando to get this team into the playoffs where he almost single-handedly carried them on their backs. He looked in the mirror the night before and said, hey, look, I want this team in the playoffs. I guess I'm going to have to be the man. And he came up with 46 big ones against Orlando.
Pippen and Jordan, who lead the Bulls in scoring, have all of the Chicago points to this point. Shaw turns it in. Nice drive by Brian Shaw. He's got 6 for the Heat. Scottie Pippen around a Cartwright screen. Cycli switches out. The Bulls punch into the mismatch. Cartwright over Rice. Actually leaned on him.
Just as Kevin Lockery told us, it's going to be single coverage inside on the post. He's not going to be trapping and having long rotations out of those traps.
Quick drive by Smith. The ball punched outside out of bounds to the Bulls with 7:47 left. Miami claiming that it was the Bulls who touched it last. And they win the argument.
Oh, good for David Jones. He went over there and overruled the call. That's a good sign.
So the Heat with the 1-point lead. Smith guarded by Jordan. This has not been a quick start by the defending champs. But in the head-to-head meetings this year, the Heat were very competitive in the first quarter of their 4 games. An offensive foul whistled against Brian Shaw.
Oh, my. I see why Brian Shaw is not happy. That was like a college flop. I hate to see that called.
That's
We'll have them flopping all over.
And the Bulls in possession, needing a hoop to get the lead. 4 of 10 for the Heat. Chicago 3 of 7 from the field. The Bulls on the perimeter looking inside and finding Jordan out front. Ronnie Cycli, the Heat rebound. Steve Smith guarded by Paxson. Cycli against Cartwright. Ronnie Cycli off the glass, and Miami steps out to a 3-point advantage.
Well, Ronnie Cycli is the kind of center that can give Bill Cartwright problems. He can score inside. He's got the quick turnaround off the glass. Lets him go outside and shoot.
Super pass by Cartwright. Jordan missed, but drew the foul. He'll shoot 2 after this timeout. 6:51 left to go in the opening quarter. The Heat by 3. Stadium, it's the upstart Heat, finding themselves out to a 3-point advantage. Early in the game, 18,676. Looking on.
Well, in all honesty, I thought I detected a little swagger on the countenances of the Bulls. A little overconfidence, maybe a little, a little extra shake and bake, thinking things going to be easy. That the defense by the Heat wouldn't be there, but it was. They're going to have to work for their baskets, and I think the Heat has come out and clearly demonstrated that they're going to do that, and they're here to stay for the duration.
Kevin Lockery has made, I think, a major decision here at this point. With 2 fouls, he's leaving Rice in the game. With 6:51 left in the quarter. Michael Jordan gets another. He can bring the Bulls to within 1.
Well, there's a couple of theories on that. One is you want to get him out immediately, and then you can get him back in the second quarter and then take him out when he gets to third. He may decide to play him all the way up until he gets to third, because he gets 3 in this half anyway.
I think it underscores his thinking that they must have a good first quarter. And so far, things are going well for them. Here's Smith against Jordan. Shot clock is at 5. The shot clocks and game clocks working at both ends. That's Glenn Rice. His first 2 points, and the Heat in front by 3.
Well, that was unbelievable. He shot that shot and never reached down to cock it. He's got such strong wrists. He shot it with the ball over his head. It's like a volleyball tap.
Here's Jordan on the pirouette, and Cartwright is open. Shaw around a Cycli screen. Now to Cycli. He's a little high off the glass, and Cycli with a foul as he took down Horace Grant. 3 team fouls on the Heat. Ronnie Cycli with his first.
Oh, that's a good aggressive foul. He went after the ball. Clearly a foul. Horace Grant took a good shot.
On a punch out of that Miami backcourt. 6 of those points from Brian Shaw. Cartwright finds Pippen, but Scottie Pippen lost the handle.
One of the things Kevin Lockery told us at the shoot-around was he wasn't going to get rid of his transition game. He was going to keep it in there, but I haven't seen much of it as of yet. But then there haven't been too many opportunities.
Glenn Rice against Pippen. A 3 try by Rice. Book it. Glenn Rice with the last 5 for the Heat. They open up a 4-point lead. Pippen making his move on Rice. Horace Grant over Long. Grant gets it back. He's relentless on the offensive boards, but it's Long with the rebound, and Miami looking to extend.
Well, Grant Long could easily be a candidate for the most improved player in the NBA this year. Can make a strong case. He's improved his stats in every category.
Smith off the drive and a foul called. Scottie Pippen with his second. And let's see how Phil Jackson plays it.
I don't see any movement on the bench down there. That's interesting that he's electing to play it as liberally as he is.
A sluggish start by the defending champs. Jordan the steal. Paxson ahead to Pippen. Blowing past Rice. Chicago defensively, they are so good in transition. Boy, they can turn that steal into a quick 2. Now Shaw doubled. Long to Cycli. Good patience, good recognition by the Heat.
See, the more that you do against the Chicago Bulls that is not predictable, the better off you're going to be.
Jordan's alley-oop hits the glass. He'll get a shot attempt. Grant Long scoring on the break. And the Heat back to a 6-point lead. Scottie Pippen under the Grant. There have been a couple of major defensive breakdowns by the Heat. The Bulls have had guys under the basket. Pippen juggled a pass away that would have been a dunk.
Well, it looks like it's the Chicago Bulls that are a little tight and not the Miami Heat, which is a major surprise.
Here's Rice over Pippen. And Horace Grant the rebound. A hoop makes it a 2-point game. Paxson dancing on the dribble.
Really surprised they don't give Scottie Pippen the ball, clear out for him, and let him take Glenn Rice off the dribble.
It was Jordan over Shaw instead, and Jordan has 6.
And it really wouldn't matter who's guarding Glenn Rice. Why not clear aside for whoever Glenn Rice is guarding and take it to him?
Kevin Lockery takes time with a little over 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Here's what makes the Chicago defense effective. Anytime you're doing something predictable as a simple low post pass, they know it's coming. Now they can take advantage of their speed and quickness and their athleticism and their reputation. There's Michael stepping around, getting a steal. Ball's out to John Paxson, pushed up. Nice, easy transition basket. And that's why it happened.
Opening night elsewhere in the East, the Knicks and the Pistons in Madison Square Garden. And New York with the early lead in the first quarter. Miami the 2-point lead. Glenn Rice under heavy pressure, and Bobby Hansen, who's in for Pippen, plays it ahead to Jordan. Ronnie Cycli rebounding the Jordan miss.
Glenn Rice on that last trip missed Ronnie Cycli wide open over on the wing. He's got to hit the open man.
Inside, it's Rice against Paxson. Jordan the block as he recovered, knowing that Rice wanted to post. It was Hansen, I'm sorry, that he had posted
Well,
up.
this is going to be the next step up for Glenn Rice. He's going to have to learn to read the double teams. He clearly missed it that time. There's going to be an open man when there's that many people coming, and he's going to have to learn to go from inside in the post to outside on the perimeter on the weak side. The old